Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. God, I love doing my intro in front of unsuspecting guests, Grossi. And today, we have a guest. We have a guest, a legend amongst the Green Bay Packers fan base. He's a gamer. He's a streamer. Oh, and did I mention he's also a quarterback for the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. Today, ladies and gentlemen, and on several Tuesdays throughout the season, may I introduce to you Mr. Kurt Benkert.
Thank you for having me. I'd love to be here.
Thank you.
That was probably the best intro I've ever had.
Was it?
No doubt,
okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
No doubt.
I know we're doing this on Tuesdays, so like we kind of have to compete with Rodgers and McAfee, and they usually give him a pretty decent intro. And I was like, listen, but this is a better show, so
he won't 1v1 me on Rust. Like he doesn't want any smoke in the gaming world. Yeah, he doesn't want it.
No, he's gonna get no scoped. Like it's a 360. It's gonna there's just no thing.
It's too easy.
It's just too easy. But Kurt, I really appreciate you coming on. We had an interaction last Monday, which was just
crazy,
which was beautiful because I'm streaming Madden Mondays and people in the chat are like, oh, Kurt Benkert's streaming. And I was like, you know what? Go over to Twitch, show him some love, show how much we love him, right? They're
Oh man, they were showing love.
Oh, they were showing the love hardcore.
Oh yeah.
They were showing the love hardcore. And they're following and it was fantastic. And then I think if I'm not mistaken, the person you were playing against rage quit. Because they didn't want the smoke.
He got waxed.
he didn't want the smoke.
Yeah.
Playing is you, of course.
Yeah, no. If I'm on stream, I'm definitely starting.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, if I was in Madden, I regardless of my ratings, I'm like, no, I'm playing as myself every single time. Like, there's no.
The record may suffer a little bit, and I may miss wide open slants and flats, but I'll throw the occasional dot, and we'll get good clips for Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff. So it's good stuff.
And listen. As soon as the rage quitting commenced, you hopped on over to the stream.
Oh, yeah.
People were like, oh, put Kurt Benkert in. Before you even got in, I was like, all right, let's throw Kurt Benkert in. We were like smashing like the Bengals. And I was like, all right, that's fine. And then you come in and I'm like, oh, God, I can't throw an interception. And this is nerve-wracking.
Chances are you were probably going to throw an interception.
Yeah, listen, because EA with the disrespect, what is it, a 55? 55.
I mean, it just gets worse every year, and I'm just in the league longer every year. It just doesn't make sense.
You're just like, listen, the focus should be higher, right? Like that should at least elevate you, but
a little bit of awareness increase. I mean, I don't know. I have clips for every situation that they say I can't do something, and I send them to the rating adjuster guy. I'm like, look, did you see this throw from preseason? That was a dot. Can't do it in Madden. I mean, I can show you the DMs. I'm in this guy's ass.
I love, like, you're just like writing like that Stan Eminem music video. He's just like, dear ratings adjuster, I'm writing you again.
Yep.
That's phenomenal. And you come in and I'm like, all right, pressure's on. I think the first one was like incomplete. Second one, I got a little completion. And then the third one, I was like, listen, Kurt Benkert's in the chat, bombing it to Kabi. Touchdown, like the bombs. And then the rest was just legend. And then it was just
amazing.
History.
I don't think the timing of it could have, like, the whole situation, the timing, it was just art. It was like cinema. It was amazing.
It really was. Cinema Paradiso has nothing on what we accomplished on Madden Mondays last week.
Nothing.
But it was great to interact with you there. The fan base was going wild. They were having a grand old time. And now here we are on Tuesdays with Kurt Benkert. And I mean,
things happen fast.
Things happen pretty fast, and that's
really
it.
Fast.
And I know that you do so much outside of football, and you just recently put out a video on your YouTube, kind of just like detailing this entire journey, because it has been a journey that you have been on like this entire time.
Yeah.
And I implore people to go and view that. If you want to give me kind of like the spark notes, because I know, by the way, and people want to hear about the jersey change because that's big news here. In Green Bay.
Big news to me. But I'll go into that.
Yeah, it's like, you're fine because listen, I know you are very familiar with the number 6, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
It wasn't the worst.
Can you kind of give me the rundown of your journey in the NFL thus far, starting with being signed by the Falcons and then being waived, practice squad, and kind of just going through kind of where you've been so far.
So coming out of college, had like a pretty decent like draft rating. It was like anywhere from like 3rd to 7th round. It was just like a shot in the dark. So I thought I was going to get drafted at some point. I didn't know when. Like people always talked about like really good arm, like has an NFL arm, but can he put it all together? So draft day comes and goes. I go undrafted, and it's between Atlanta, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay of who I should sign with. And at the time, Pat Mahomes was just stepping into his first year. So I didn't want to be behind the guy that was young. It was Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay, and then Matt Ryan and Matt Schaub were in Atlanta. So I was like, for me in my career, like my biggest question mark is, can I play? Can I put it all together? I'm going to go somewhere that I could learn under guys that have done it for a long time, like at a pretty high rate. So I went to Atlanta, was there for my rookie year, got signed to practice squad, went through the whole year, didn't have to play. Really just learning how does the NFL work and what is my role as an undrafted guy? How do I fit into all of this? So we were bad that year. Going into the next year, 2019, I really kind of was figuring things out. Had a really good preseason game in the Hall of Fame game.
Yes.
And came out slinging kind of like I was doing here. And things were going really well. And then I snapped the ligament, like my turf toe ligament, gone. I got rolled up on like going forward, and the top of my toe touched the top of my foot, and I was like, that is not good. So it's
not supposed to go that way.
So I tried to stay in for another play because I'm like that, like it didn't really just happen. Yeah. And I went to throw a bubble, and I couldn't push off my foot. It was kind of like an Achilles thing, like there's just nothing there. So I sailed the ball, like I went to throw it, had no power, and then I rewinded and threw it like 15 yards out of bounds, like hobbled to the sideline, like guys, so there's something wrong with my toe. Yeah. And so out for the year there, got put on IR, and then long recovery, all that stuff. Come back the next year is 2020, and it's COVID. So I knew like there was no preseason to show what I could do.
Yeah.
And the last play that anybody in the league has seen from me, I was injured. So an undrafted guy, hadn't done anything in the league, but like a few good preseason games. I got put on practice squad again. Didn't have a chance to play because Matt doesn't really ever get hurt. I think he's missed one game in like 8 years. Yeah. Then new staff comes in after they get fired. I get cut after 2 months of just kind of like waiting around. Like, when am I going to get my playbook?
Hey guys.
I'm just sitting there. Like my first call was from the GM, and it was me getting cut like late. So I was kind of shocked, but it was a good thing. Yeah, I'm out. And then I get a tryout invite with the Packers to rookie mini camp. It's me and Chad Kelly. We're the two like vet invite guys, and I played really well, threw the ball around, and they signed me. And that was when Aaron wasn't in the building yet. So go throughout all of preseason. They have or all of like OTAs. They had Jordan obviously taking the 1 reps. Blake was taking all the 2 reps. Yeah. And I was like hand fed like the scraps at the end. And then training camp came around, and they cut Blake immediately, and I was like kind of like, whoa, they're not even going to have me compete with them. They must have saw something they liked. And then just kept going, and Jordan had a little bit of a ding in his shoulder, so I got another opportunity to start against the Jets. I played against them all week in practice against their 2s and played well. So just did enough to stay around in the building. And I mean, the conversation when I got cut was pretty much, look, man, like we have a Hall of Famer in the room and a first-round draft pick, and you kind of blew our expectations out of the water. Like we didn't even think we'd have to make a hard decision. So it was nice to hear it, but at the same time, I was like, damn, like, yeah, like, we all like I can play, and they know I can play, but I'm just not needed, and I'm not like even close to priorities. So it's just kind of the spot I'm in,
sure.
and here I am, just trying to be ready as the 3rd guy for the rest of the year.
So in terms of, because you've literally have gone through this like every single year, right? In which it's like waived, practice squad, waived, practice squad. So like, how has your mentality from like that first waiving, right, from the Falcons, like how has it shifted from that one to like this last one where the Packers are like waived, come back on the practice squad? Yeah.
So the first one was like, it was a wave, and I was like, I knew I wasn't like a drafted guy. I didn't like play like great, but I didn't play bad. I showed that I could throw the ball, but I was making mistakes like a rookie undrafted guy does. So I was like, I have a lot to learn. I'll be on practice squad. And then the second year was the injury. And then my 3rd year in Atlanta, when I got cut, I was so shocked because I knew that there was a chance they try to hide me, but I was balling in camp. And like, it was my 3rd year in the system, like was playing really well. And my teammates were like shocked that I was cut, but it was just like, hey, like we know nobody's going to steal you. You were injured the last time you played, and we know you're ready to play if we need you, but like we could use the roster spot on somebody that's going to play. So that was a wake up for like what the NFL is. I'm like, that was my first time realizing like, no, I can do this. I can play. If they need me, I can help us win games. But like, that's not what it's about in my shoes right now. Like it is what it is. And then this time was like 50-50, like a coin flip. And it was like, like I know they like what I do, but they have their guys. And I didn't fit into the equation at first. And now they're trying to fit me in some way.
Sure.
So this one was a little different. But after this preseason, like I feel even more confidence that like, look, if I were to have to play this year, I'm not just going to go out and manage a game. Like I can go make throws to help us win games.
Yeah.
And they see that too. And for me, that was like a big, like, I make a lot less money now and it's like a status downgrade. But like for me, confidence wise couldn't be really higher. Like I know I can do this. It's just, can the cards line up?
And I think like that was honestly like just from a fan base perspective, like that was kind of the concern. I was like, I don't even know if he goes back to the practice squad because someone might decide to pick him up after that because you had a nice preseason. You had, we were talking about Jordan Love, you know, that week 2 game. It's like, here you go. Like here's the ball and go play. You know, so I thought at that point, you know, we might not even be fortunate enough to get you back on the practice squad. So in terms of like confidence, like, all right, so you have this experience now and you have this confidence of like, I can go out and I can make these throws and I don't have to be a game manager. Like I can push the ball downfield. I can go and actually like, you know, put points on the board. Where is like the next step within football? Like we'll talk about beyond football, but like within football for you, kind of obviously, you know, you have your role in the practice squad now, but what are your goals beyond that?
Yeah, for me, like it's like such a small like topic, but like footwork is like so it changes everything. And like it's your internal clock as a player, like as a quarterback. And for me, I've been right foot forward for my entire life. And so this is my first year of having my left foot forward, which is like a whole imagine like you're a baseball player, like you have a certain stance you do your whole life, and that's how you hit, and that's just how you know it. And then it changes one year. And so for me, that's like, there's little things like that I'm going to be spending all season on. And then like off the field, like in the film room, I used to spend so much time learning the game plan because I was new and like, I didn't really understand like how to do it. I need to know my plays. But now that's easier for me. So I'm going to spend more time watching what the defense is doing versus just knowing like what I need to know. Now I'm going to go into like, what are their signals that they're trying to use? And can I steal some signals that these guys have shown on film? And like, what are some tendencies that this linebacker has? Or like, there's different things that, I'm not going to be up to play on Sunday, but I'm going to be preparing like I am so that if I get my chance one day, I'm like used to this routine of preparing. And
different. I know you previously did an interview. This is when Rodgers was like not around and they asked you a question of like, I think it was worded very leadingly of just like, oh, so you're hoping, you know, A-Rod doesn't come back. And you're like, no, I want him to come back and get me a ring. Like,
no doubt. Like I'm going to be like the biggest hype boy wherever, if I'm in the sideline or if I'm in the booth, like wherever the hell I am this year, we haven't been told yet. Like, I'm going to be just gassed up, like all the juice, everything. Cause I mean, let's be honest, like, we all want Aaron to play this entire year super healthy. We all want to win a Super Bowl. We have a really good team. Like, who in my shoes would not just be like, let's effing go. Like, I can get a ring this year. Like, especially coming from a team where we were really bad for 3 years. Like, this is like a whole different like winning culture. It's awesome. So I'm along for the ride. But at the same token, like I'm going to be ready to play when I'm needed, if I'm needed. But let's hope I'm not.
Yeah, and the change in footwork that you're talking about, was that spurred on by like learning from Rodgers? Was that the QB coach? Was that like
it's like an all encompassing, like this is what we do here.
Okay.
And there's just a lot of like me as a player coming out of college, I didn't really have footwork anyways. Okay. But I was right foot forward. So like I wasn't great with my drops. Like we didn't have any like timing routes. Like we just didn't do that. We dropped back, we bounced around and slung it. Like that's just what we were like in college. That's what we did.
That's what you do. Yeah.
So it took me 3 years of like ironing this out of like, this is the way to play quarterback in the league. And now it's like, all right, but do it backwards now. And so it took me a while. Like even in preseason, like there were a few times where I just felt so uncomfortable, like just back there. But as soon as I got past the first like second of the drop, then it's normal. But there's just there's certain plays here and there that like I have to think about what am I doing with my feet versus just naturally doing it. So I just want to get over that.
And if it slows you down, like, you know, like that little bit, and you're like, all right, I'm just thinking that for a hot second, like that could be the difference between something.
Exactly.
And you mentioned about culture because yesterday, came out on Thursday, but yesterday I was speaking with a Saints fan as like we were previewing like the game and everything like that. And from a very outsider's perspective, he was looking in and making assumptions and judgments like all the talking heads are about what the culture is like inside that locker room within the team because of all the off-season drama and all of that stuff. And it seems like, from at least what I've heard from players and things like that, it is that like, listen, like, let's go get a ring. Like vets are like, this is our shot. Like, you know, it's not just the last dance for potentially Rodgers, it's for other people. Like, and even rookies or younger guys are like, yeah, like this is a great opportunity because who knows what next year is going to look like. Dude, can you like speak on that like kind of culture itself? Is it very insulated like within the team? It's just like, listen, everything else is just noise.
Yeah. I think like it's definitely like everything else is noise. And for us, it's just like, look, we check every single box and it's very apparent that we check every box. Like we just have to go do it. And so whatever your role is, this is kind of like the whole thing is like whatever your role is, you like own that role and you bring value to help this team win a Super Bowl. If it's like the nutrition person, like making sure that the food is out at the right time, like like this, how everything is run here from like my previous experience. Like this is like such a well-oiled machine that you can show up to work every day with nothing but your iPad and everything is done for you so that you can just focus on football. And that's like such a foreign thing for me. Like I don't have to think about anything but football when I'm in the building. Sure. And so it's just like, it's so efficient. Like everything is set up for you to be successful and we just have to go do it. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty great. You're just like, oh, I could just focus on my job and I need nothing else. Yeah, that's pretty legit. And in terms of your role on the practice squad now, so for like fans who are unaware, kind of like what does your week look like as compared to someone who would be on the active roster? Like, are they very, very similar and it's just game day that's very different?
It's the exact same. Yeah. Like it's the exact same. I probably do a little bit more and I just don't suit up on game day. I'm like the guys, like if you're on the 53, there's like a handful of guys that don't dress. Yeah. Like I'm literally doing the same exact thing as those guys, but a little bit more. But then I get paid like a lot less. Like a lot less.
Those shoulder pads, that's where all the money is.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's literally, so you're still in the film room, you know, hanging out with Jordan, hanging out with Aaron. So for you, kind of like, what is that experience like? You know, you're saying you're watching, you know, beyond of just like, oh crap, this is what I need to know. Like this is what defenses are doing, what have you. Yeah. Like kind of what's the benefit from not only, you know, having Aaron Rodgers in there as well, but like just having like that, I guess that bond within that QB room. Like, how has that been for you?
It's been like, it's just such a cool blend of like work and play in a way. Like these got like for the past 2 years, 13-3, like these guys know how to win football games, but have fun doing it versus like from what it sounds like in other places, it's just like, there's no fun. You work the whole time. Like these guys do have like, there's inside jokes and little like skits and comedy. Like there's just, you go to work and like, it's not just like, oh God, here we go. Another day. Like we are literally living like the football dream. Like, and not every place is like this. So it's cool to go and you like look forward to what the hell is today going to look like. Cause it's not going to be the monotonous Wednesday or Thursday that it is every single week. It's just, you never know like who's going to bring the juice. Where is it going to come from? It's just fun, man. Like it's a fun place to be and win football games.
I mean, can't really beat that. Right. No. that sounds pretty legit. From when you first arrived in Green Bay, you like became like an automatic fan favorite. Like it did not take very long.
Yeah, it must have been the hair at the time.
I think it was the hair. I mean, the hair the lettuce definitely helped.
I'm drawing it back. I'm working on it.
Yeah, so because now you're in there with A-Rod and it's just like, oh man, like this guy.
I couldn't have the best hair in the room. Like honestly, I couldn't do it. So that would have been such a bad start for me, meeting him for the first time with better hair. So
it just wouldn't have been a good look. It wouldn't have been good, you know, because we know our place, but you don't want to make him overshadow Aaron too much. Yeah, you know, obviously you could destroy him in any video game on the planet.
Yeah, so, I mean, like if you looked at like some of the pictures that we have next to each other, imagine he has like a little bit of lettuce, and then you just see this flowing lion's mane out of this next guy's helmet. Like,
whoa. Who's that guy?
Yeah, it could
now
be that.
No one's even talking about Aaron Rodgers. They're like, was he gone? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you can't.
But in terms of your popularity, in which people they got your jersey, like I was there for that first preseason, I was there for camp and that first preseason game. And like when you hit the field, like Lambeau was going nuts. They were like, yes, like
it's crazy.
I'm tweeting out it's Benkert season. Like we're going to town.
Yeah.
What has that reaction been for you? And was it at all expected, like coming in and being so beloved?
I didn't expect it. I mean, I just am who I am. Like I go about business how I do. I'm not outspoken, like aggressively, but like I just say what's on my mind. Like I'm pretty free spirited. But I feel like a lot of the stuff I do off the field is relatable. Like there's not many guys that are like making TikToks and like posting video game highlights. Like these guys are out like golfing and like in the Bahamas and shit. And I'm just like grinding video games for stream. Like, I don't know. So I just think what I do off the field is a lot more like realistic for the average fan. And like, I don't know, I'm just more, I would say relatable in that aspect to where like if a guy posts a picture of him going to some like exotic vacation, they can't like really relate to that.
No.
So I'm playing Halo and Call of Duty and Madden.
Yeah, and with the things on Madden too, like you just put out that clip that went like that got some good views on it.
Yeah,
that got some good views.
It was I think like almost like 170,000 on Twitter, and then I have 2 on TikTok that are like almost at 1 million together.
There it is.
And it's just like easy stuff that I kind of do already, but I just have to be a little more organized while I'm doing it. Like I've been playing Madden for a long time, even though it sucks. But now I can record and like talk people through like what actually goes on. Like I don't know why more people haven't done it before.
Well, I think and I'm going to speak from the Packers, and then I'm going to speak from like football in general. Like there is this desire definitely from the fan base to just get as much content as usually possible, because there is that divide, obviously, right? Between like the team and then the fan base. Yeah. And I know a lot of teams, like they go inside locker rooms and they like, post a ton on their YouTube. The Packers are like starting to get there, but they're definitely behind when it comes to like their social media game. It's very traditional. Like
it is traditional.
Yes, very much so. It's very like,
these are the pictures from practice.
Yes.
And this is the bike riding picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's other teams that are beyond that, and I guess offer a more in-depth glimpse into like the team. So I think it's that. And I think if there's another level that I kind of like speaking to the clip that you just put out, there's another level of like people who hop on Madden are like, I'm so good at Madden, right? Yeah. But they have no idea what's going on like in an actual game, right? And you're kind of like providing that and saying like, hey, this is actually where there's similarities, except I can actually make this slant. But in terms of, what that looks like. So I think that speaks to people.
No, I feel that for sure. And I guess like for me in Madden, like it's such like a love-hate. Like I can only play like 2 to 3 games at a time before I start getting cheesed. But I try to go like when I stream Madden, like I try to go about it like if this were real life, this is what I do versus this play is broken, I'm gonna run crossers the whole game and I'm gonna run this defense like I try to do stuff that's relatable so I can talk about it and be like, hey, this is kind of real life-ish. Like this is the most realistic part about Madden and how it transfers. So it's been fun to use that and like all the different platforms, people love it. So it's something I'm gonna do more of.
Last night, my third game, I was playing against the Cardinals, and for some reason, Devontae Adams, Robert Tonyan, and Aaron Jones just disappeared, like legit disappeared. They were not hurt. They just disappeared. And I kept losing players. Like I had Cole Van Lanen, like running route. Like McDuffie was running routes, like legit. I won the game still, but I was just like, nice job, EA, crushing it. I mean, it's in the game.
I have bashed EA like on countless occasions, like on TikTok, Twitter, like I'm very, if it's sucking, I'm gonna let you know it's sucking.
Yeah.
And so this was like my all right, this is a little bit realistic. Like this actually worked as I had drawn it up and how it should. But I don't know. Hopefully the game starts to make a little bit of progress, because it's been feeling pretty stale for the past 10 years.
Yeah. Madden 10 was pretty good. Madden 10 was pretty solid.
Yeah. I think the last like really good one that I'm like, oh damn, that was a good Madden was the one with Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, Madden 10.
That was Madden 10? Yep. Okay, yeah. So that was the one that I was like, I
played that so much. It was great.
That's a good one.
It was fantastic. And now, it's just like now I buy it because I can write it off. But I buy it because I'm like, all right, like let's see. And I'm still rocking a PS4 here. So like the difference between 21 and 22, like on last gen, is like nothing.
Yeah, I'm playing on PC, which is still last gen, which it makes no sense to me, but whatever.
No, it's great. It's beautiful. I love it. In terms of beyond football, you're quite accomplished, whether it is social media, whether it's in the Fortnite game, whether it's with gaming, what have you. And so you, obviously the focus is on like football, and you could walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yes.
Beyond football, what do you hope to accomplish within that arena? Because I think what you're doing is kind of like a blueprint of like what like this next gen, like, you know, sports player is going to look like, right? Because it's kind of hedging your bets and saying like, hey, like football's the focus, we're doing football, but also like building beyond football. It's just in a different medium. Yeah.
For me, it was like, I first started out just to like interact with fans. Like that's where it started. And then it was like in January of 2019, I was like, dang, I'm not getting paid anymore. Like I want to do something that's like at least bringing in a couple $100 a month. So I don't just see money going out. Because in football, you don't get, as your last game's done, you don't get paid again until September. So it's like, holy shit. What is like, what am I going to do with my time?
No money.
So I started streaming on Twitch, and I was like, oh, that's a cool way to make like $300, like pay for my like gas and a little bit of food, like whatever. And from there, dude, it's just been like this whole new world of like opportunities and sponsorships and all this stuff that I didn't know was going to happen. So now that I'm like able to like create a future with it, I really want to get into like down the line. Like I would love to like, so I have like a Thursday night football thing coming up where I'll do like casting, and I can have guests and stuff and watch Thursday night football on my Twitch. And so that's like one of the things I've been wanting to get done. And it happened quicker than I thought it would, but I would love to like have a little bit more of like how Tony Romo and those guys, like they talk about things before they're going to happen. I would love to be able to do that live, but in a more like, hey, this is dudes watching football versus like, this is like a broadcast. So I want to like break that kind of like Tim the Tatman has done it and Nick Merckx has done it, but I want to do it from my perspective where I actually know what's going on versus just like the fan. So there's some things that I want to integrate down the line, but I just think like creating content and like integrating with fans and people and just showing that like, hey, we're normal guys, and a lot of us are normal guys in the NFL that are into the same things you're into. Like, let me just kind of show you what it's like and give you a little insight on it. So that's kind of my goal moving forward. Like, it's not really about the money as much as it is like just creating a bigger like reach of what I'm into and showing people what I'm about. Yeah.
And it's like the brand, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like building an off the field brand. Like I'm a third string guy that has been a third string guy for 4 years. And I have this platform that not many people in my shoes do, but it's just because I put myself out there.
Yeah. And again, you know, you see plenty of NFL players like go into different things like once football is done, and, you know, you're building this to whenever that point is eventually, you know, you have it. So I don't think, and I think in talking about, I know what you're talking about with the Amazon thing, because I mean, we do like the live game reactions and do like the play by play and all that great stuff. And I feel like there's such a want and desire for different voices than the commentators that are coming through. And it's that fan, like one, I either want a fan watching, you know, because it's someone to root with, like while I'm watching the game, or for you who's played the game. I mean, people love Tony Romo because of exactly what you're saying. Like, oh no, he actually knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
And that's for me. Like, I want to be able to, what's the way to put it? Like, you know, when you're watching with somebody and like they say something, for me, I'm like, that's not actually what happened. I want to be able to correct those moments and say like, hey, like when I got stepped on in the game, people were like, why did he fall down? Why did he fall down? Yeah. Like, because the guard was a yard too deep and his first step was back and my first step crossed paths with his, because that's where my first step is supposed to be. Like, I want to be able to defend people like in those moments. Like, I'm using myself as an example, that those happen all the time with fans that just don't know what's going on.
And they're just like, oh, that player sucks. He fell down. Yeah.
Like, why didn't he throw it to the open guy? Well, because he's not a part of the progression. He's the fourth man and the ball's already gone. So the guy's going to be wide open because the safety's already reacting. Like, there's just things like that I'm going to be able to bring a little bit of insight to that it'll be a fun experience.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that. Now, the big news story that we have to get into involves the number that's behind you.
Yeah.
It's currently, is that easily changeable?
I mean, there's like shit on the wall and like how we peel the paint back. Like I'm gonna have to like finagle that into a 6 somehow. I'm gonna have to go back to geometry.
Yeah, like if it was a 9, easy. Like you add done. Like you can make it happen. Yep. And I know we were talking about this off camera. Like when I was talking with Jay Sternberger a while back, and he was talking about like he was offered numbers, and he was just like, oh, I'll take 8-7. Like no big deal. It sounds like a better number, and everyone was like, oh my god, that's Jordy's number, and went nuts. So for you, like number 7, was this something, if I'm not mistaken, you just had an interaction with Twitter on this. Like, did you have a choice on the number?
So when I got to Green Bay, 7 was in my locker. It just was what it was. So I was like, cool, this is dope. I'm going to rock this.
No conversation. It was just
nothing. It was just 7. So I go into work the other day, just minding my own business, just had breakfast, had coffee in my hand. And one of the main equipment guys comes up to me, hey, what do you think? 6 or 9? And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you got to change your number. Do you want 6? I know you wore that in college, or do you want 9? I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, the new punter's going to be wearing 7. Like, he's on the active, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm like, give me 6, damn it. And I just walked back to my locker, and I was like fuming. I'm like, this bastard. This guy, like, I had heard stories of, like, in the NFL, you get paid when you got to switch your number, and it was just hey, your number's gone. So I feel like I should have at least had the opportunity to, like, have a punt, pass, and kick competition for the number. Something. I mean, I was an all-state punter in high school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least give me an opportunity to compete. We like competing here. But it was just granted. So.
I'm so glad that you said punt, pass, and kick, because literally, if you didn't say it, I was about to jump on that and be like, listen, let's settle this on the field.
Yep. I would put any amount of money. I'd put the jersey up that I would win that punt, pass, and kick.
Really?
Yes. I'm very confident.
So now, I mean, this one is outrageous, but 2, so we're rocking the 6 now.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have like a soft spot for the 6 at all? Because you wore it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You wore it in Virginia. Did you wear it at ECU?
Yep. I wore it at ECU. 6. This is my first 5 months without 6. Been a good 5 months though.
So like, how do we feel about it?
Right now, like, I'm excited that at least I have 6. If I was like to 16 or some other number, like, I'd be like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing?
But at least I have 6. Like, I'm sure that was part of them justifying, I'll just give him his college number anyways. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of 7 jerseys out there that are vintage. But
worth lots of money now.
They have to be. I need to like one of 30, like I need to number them. But I don't know. I think for me, like, if I don't play in a single game this year, I'm going to frame the 7 jersey at the end of the year. But if I play in a game wearing 6 in a real game, I'm going to frame 6. That's where my mindset is.
Okay.
So as of right now, it's just a practice number for me.
Yeah.
But if I get to play, then I'll be like, all right, I'm 6.
Because I know in Atlanta, there was a game where they activated you, right? They elevated you to the active roster.
Yeah. Did
we frame that one or no?
It's in my closet, so I haven't really gotten around to that.
Okay.
Still a little, like, not salty, but like, I'm a Packer now. Not really worried about framing it. I'll frame it when I'm retired.
Exactly. Yeah. Once I get next to my golden jacket, that's when I'll do.
I mean, if I don't go into the Twitter Hall of Fame,
like, what are we doing?
Athletes, I don't know.
Then what are we doing here?
That's really what this is all about.
If it's not that, then there's no point in any of this.
Cause.
Exactly. All right. Well, I hope that the 6 treats you well.
Thank you.
And I will be advocating, and I'm sure many others, for the punt, pass, and kick competition.
Perfect.
This is going to be a thing. Like, I can already see that this is going to be.
I would absolutely love like line the sidelines with all my teammates, me and him, mano y mano.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Let's go. Like, let's just get it. Like, let's go. Let's settle this on the field.
Yep.
Best man wins. I feel like, okay, so what you're telling me too, because this is what I'm picking up from it.
Yeah.
If he starts to falter, listen, new guy, new territory, I don't know, maybe those kicks are not really so good. You can step in, is what you're saying, and crush it.
I'm just gonna let you know. I told the special teams coordinator, look, I can punt. After practice, I had a few punts, and he's like, we can work with that. So I might be a super reserve, super COVID backup to the backup punter. We're working on it.
We saw Crosby do it. We saw Crosby do it.
What did he punt? What was his hang time?
41. I think it's 41.
What was his hang time? Do you know?
I didn't know his hang time.
I think I can. Yeah, I think I can do.
We can still beat it. We could get some like coffin drops. Like we
do that. We can do like the little 7-yard shotgun snap, roll right, pass, or punt.
Okay.
And there will be nobody back there returning it either. So I'll get a good roll because there's not going to be anybody thinking I'm going to punt it.
No.
So
And when it's inside the 10, no one's going to be near it anyway. So, in game time, that just makes a whole lot of sense. I think, I mean, listen, new punter seems real nice. Seems like a good guy. Yeah. Had a 72-yard punt last season, but impressive. Also a 12-yard punt.
I can beat that.
And listen, we could definitely beat that. So, if it just goes off the foot, all it takes is one. Just
it does. So if he gets pressure in this punt, pass, and kick, it could be a 12-yard punt.
Listen, you line up Kenny, you send him after him, and you see what happens.
No doubt, I might shank that one.
But Kurt, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I got one more comment for you, one more question for you.
Yes.
So Sunday, it's the New Orleans Saints, right? You don't know if you're going to be in the booth or on the sideline. I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Two things. One, what are you going to be rocking? Like, what's the outfit going to look like?
So I don't know if we have a travel suit or not, but if not, it'll probably be some jeans, nice little Lulu shirt, not like this, but Lulu. And then probably a pair of Thursday boots. I do have a sponsorship with Thursday boots. So I'll send you a pair. Do you like boots?
I like boots.
Thursday Boots is located out of New York.
Are they? So the shipping would be super cheap.
Oh yeah, we'll have it covered. We'll have
a conversation. Yeah. Okay, because you are going to be in Jacksonville. Which has there been any within this week? Has practice been shifted around at all? Like, are they I know they have no AC, but are they cranking up the heat a little bit? They're bringing in some space heaters and being listen,
bring in
mosquitoes.
I think it's mosquitoes. I think it's more of a hey, you better hydrate type thing. Because I don't know, we could go in the indoor, but then the indoor is turf. Your back starts getting tight. Nobody wants to practice on turf.
No.
But it is hey, look, it's going to be at 8 degrees, humid, and you might want to start hydrating now. Which Monday was yesterday. So big emphasis on hydration. We'll be ready.
Okay, you'll be ready. You'll be set. No cramping here. There will be none of that.
Yep.
But
none of it.
Kurt, it's been phenomenal. Please tell the people where they can find all the things that you do.
So you can look up my first and last name on everything. It's pretty much standard across the board. There's TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, which is kind of just getting started. So you can go check it out. I have a website in my bio of everything that you can go and check the little links for everything.
Fantastic. And one final follow-up. If I'm not mistaken, and please dismiss this as a rumor, the Packers subreddit seem to have discovered this. Is your middle name Benjamin?
No, but I wish it was.
Oh, damn it.
I wish it was. I don't think my middle name has been released anywhere. So
I don't think it has, because I was looking beforehand and I'm like, I don't know if this is accurate.
I'm going to keep that a secret because it's fun.
Because now it's fun. You're like, listen, when we hit 1 million followers, that's when I'll release my middle name.
Or if somebody donates a shit ton of money.
Oh.
So if somebody wants to pay for a middle name release.
All right, what's the number? What's the number?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see what the offers are. I'll leave that up for Packer Nation.
The mystery
Whatever
continues.
somebody wants to pay, if I feel like it's reasonable, I'll release the middle name and we'll give that money away.
Okay.
So we got some rich Packers fans out there. I know they donate money all the time.
It's fine. Mark Murphy is probably watching this right now and it's just like, does he know?
Write him a check.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Just write it off. It's fine. Yep. That's fine.
Yeah.
Kurt, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck this week. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.